50 years since the Gales took out the Great Lakes Queen, and the 29 people, young and old, who considered themselves a team. All against them, everything right, yet fighting a losing battle. Fits fighting, things groaning, and then taking a rattle. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Yet the lake still says she won't give her dead, whether or not November is gloomy. Anderson, Ava Forsh, William Clay Ford. Help all around, all on their accord. Yet no sign of Edmund from Anderson's track, nor Ava Forsh, nor Ford, they've gone to the black. Out back again, facing the waves and the wind, and the rain and the snow, and the risk of being binned. Anderson out again, but weather disagrees. It won't be long now till they find some debris. We're holding our own, their famous last words. The wreck would be found, but with no survivors. And with the aftermath, 'twas found they were periled, but we'll never forget the lives lost in the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. This video is dedicated to the 29 crew members lost on the Edmund Fitzgerald on November 10th, 1975. I apologize if I pronounce any of these names wrong. Michael E. Armagost, October 14th, 1938 to November 10th, 1975. Frederick J. Beetcher, February 24th, 1919 to November 10th, 1975. Thomas D. Bentsen, January 10th, 1952 to November 10th, 1975. Edward F. Bindon, January 7th, 1928 to November 10th, 1975. Thomas D. Borgeson, November 26th, 1934 to November 10th, 1975. Oliver J. Buck Champeau, September 4th, 1934 to November 10th, 1975. Nolan F. Church, July 13th, 1920 to November 10th, 1975. Ransom E. Cundy, May 16th, 1922 to November 10th, 1975. Thomas E. Edwards, February 28th, 1925 to November 10th, 1975. Russel G. Haskell, May 19th, 1935 to November 10th, 1975. George J. Holl, March 11th, 1915 to November 10th, 1975. Bruce L. Hudson, September 10th, 1953 to November 10th, 1975. Alan G. Kalmon, February 7th, 1932 to November 10th, 1975. Gordon F. MacLellan, August 2nd, 1945 to November 10th, 1975. Joseph W. Mazes, February 13th, 1916 to November 10th, 1975. John H. McCarthy, July 14th, 1913 to November 10th, 1975. Ernest M. McSorley, September 29th, 1912 to November 10th, 1975. Eugene W. O'Brien, July 17th, 1925 to November 10th, 1975. Karl A. Peckol, September 6th, 1955 to November 10th, 1975. John J. Poviach, June 6th, 1916 to November 10th, 1975. James A. Pratt, January 29th, 1931 to November 10th, 1975. Robert C. Rafferty, June 16th, 1913 to November 10th, 1975. Paul M. Riipa, August 15th, 1953 to November 10th, 1975. John D. Simmons, August 25th, 1913 to November 10th, 1975. William J. Spengler, September 11th, 1916 to November 10th, 1975. Mark A. Thomas, August 14th, 1954 to November 10th, 1975. Ralph G. Walton, July 22nd, 1917 to November 10th, 1975. David E. Weiss, November 13th, 1953 to November 10th, 1975. Blaine H. Wilhelm, August 12th, 1923 to November 10th, 1975. This video is also dedicated to the life of Gordon Lightfoot, a Canadian musician who sadly passed away in May of 2023, whose hit song, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, was used as inspiration in the second stanza of this poem.